Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Market Check brought to you by BB. The title of today's stream is Crypto Market Chaos, Time to Buy. Well, that's a really important question that we're going to dive into today in great detail. We are joined by our CFO, Hagrid, and also Prometheus, who sometimes goes by Bearmetheus, but I think given our discussions before we went live, he might actually identify as Bullmetheus or maybe cautiously optimistic Metheus today. We're going to find out exactly what the boys are thinking today. We're going to dive into it. Bitcoin looks a little sus, but Bitcoin likes to look a little sus before it does something great or we all lose all of our money. So we're going to figure out which one it is. But let's not waste too much time waffling on the intro. Let's get right into it. Tucker, you got your chart up here. Is this a shift of market structure and we're about to roll over, or is this just a basically dive into range low before hopefully reversing in a bullish Q4? Let's answer the question. Crypto market chaos. Is it time to buy, or is it time to nuke every single bag that you have and then blame others for your decisions? Which one is it?
I mean, I think it's probably closer to time to bid here, honestly. I mean, I don't think market structure has really shifted unless you make a lower low here, in which case I'd say yeah, probably. But I mean, daily's definitely a little bit bearish, but I think at least on the weekly you look fine. I think you could put in a slightly lower low here on the daily and be okay, but I just wouldn't want to see, for me, like a Bitcoin weekly close, below like 107 would be a little bit ugly. And then you'd look, I would look for like, basically 100 at that point, which would be unfortunate, but it's never great to get super bearish near what's probably close to a bottom. So, I think maybe one more nasty red candle and then give us some of that. But yeah, I think we're getting close here, honestly. I don't know. That's kind of my thoughts there. Same with ETH. Like, ETH looks like it actually may have completed that move already. It looks like it's kind of ahead of Bitcoin. I'm just going to get rid of all this. Like, fully filled in the inefficiency, which I don't love that it did that, and I think it's going to take some time to chop and eat through this supply up in here, but I don't know. I think give it like 2 weeks. It's a different picture.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I like it. So basically, a little bit of work to do. Going to have to be a little patient, but good value. Am I hearing you correctly?
I believe so. Yes. I believe
and
so.
Bearmetheus, Bullmetheus, cautiously optimistic Metheus. What are we seeing out there, brother?
Yes, sir. I like the new terminology, cautiously optimistic Metheus. It's
some might say it's too much of a mouthful, but I don't think so. I think it's perfect.
It rolls off the tongue. I think it rolls right off the tongue.
Yeah.
No, it's people getting bearish now are just like you're on the wrong side of the coin. You had an opportunity to be bearish over the past few weeks, and we're getting the rinse out today. I mean, liquidation cascades across the board. There was a dislocation between altcoins and Bitcoin, and now we're kind of falling back into line, right? Our altcoins are falling back into line, which historically has been more so, the fact that, okay, we're probably reaching some form of higher time frame bottom, typically in some form of complacency or, later, we'll call it later expansionary move out of Bitcoin. You then get the altcoin runs, very indicative of altcoins running, Bitcoin not, is, we're probably going to enter some form of broader pullback. That's what we're getting now. And you're seeing discounted prices across the board. I mean, for people getting bearish here, I don't understand what you're seeing in the charts. You're getting bearish at support. We've had the rinse. We've had one of the largest liquidations since I think the Japan carry trade wick. And, it's like, okay, what else are we expecting here? You look at Total 2 kind of completing Tilda 2ES that is completing the majority of its kind of distribution from the divergence that it put in. I think things look really, really good here. It's like one of those things where I look at the setup in something you've been harping on quite a bit, Max, being stablecoin dominance, right? We're kind of looking like we're at the, upper boundaries of that move on the momentum indicators. We're coming up into supply. And Jack has put out a really good tweet. ETH 6-hour RSI is at one of the most oversold levels it's been at in a long, long, long time. I think since potentially the bear market lows even, which is kind of
Wow.
significant. Okay, the lows since 13
No,
months, right?
Since since August of last year.
Yeah, that's a Japan carry trade, right? Coinciding with the liquidation cascade. Equities are still in a very much compressive nature and volatility, which means it's a buy the dip regime. Nothing has changed there. It's different from what we're seeing, what we saw pre-April. Things are looking still like they could see a little bit lower, but ultimately speaking, the trade is not short right now. It's not being short right now heading into Q4. I mean, boys, we had a GDP print, yesterday of 3.8%. I mean, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Growth regime, VIX compressing, discounted prices, liquidation that is not correlated to any, structural dynamic changes in the broader economic regime. Come on. I mean, could you see a little bit of a pop here in volatility potentially into next week with jobs and PCE or CPI and all the data we have coming in next week? Maybe. But that thing is going to get slammed into the ground. So, yeah, cautiously optimistic, looking for buying opportunities across the board.
So cautiously optimistic, Metheus.
Yeah, buying the dip, Metheus.
Buying the dip, Metheus. Okay. I like it. Tucker, what are you looking at right here?
Well, I was looking at the VIX.
Okay.
I mean, Tommy's out of Tommy's not here, so somebody's got to look at the VIX.
He's our resident vol analyst.
Yeah, our vol analyzer. But
he's usually pretty damn good with it too, man.
I know.
Almost to a fault where it just does not fit my bias, but credit where credit's due, right?
Yeah.
A young Chem Carson.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. No, I don't know. I think they're gonna try to smash it again, but kind of like Prometheus said, it does look a little bit coiled up here, unfortunately. And equities have just been up only, so I don't think it'd be the end of the world to see the S&P and the Qs come down like this. But they don't have to. There's no reason, there's just never a good time to call for a correction in the equity markets.
Never. Never. It's like one of those things where if you get it, you slam your foot on the gas, and if not, then you're not shorting it on the way up.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, because I mean, this thing just looks like it wants to grind higher, honestly. So, yeah.
And the thing is that a pop-in vol is good for more upside. You think about kind of unwinding some of those positions, providing better opportunity for longs, right? I mean, popping in the VIX is actually a little bit welcomed when it's down near 12 or 14 for a longer time frame horizon, kind of especially going into Q4.
Yeah.
Because I mean, institutions aren't wanting to push out onto the risk curve when volatility or when the VIX is at 12 and 14. Typically when you're under, I think the the name of the game they go by is sub 15. You don't enter in any more long positions.
What, you want to bid when VIX is 25, 20?
Yeah. You get one of those pops up in that supply, hammer that back down, and that should be it.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you get that, you might not even get that high on like a pop. I
I know.
mean, we saw a move yesterday, and I mean, like what we got up to like 17, right? And you look back last year specifically, especially towards the tail end of last year. I mean, VIX was like well above 20 most of the year. So
I think before this, cycle is over, I think we probably visit like 12 on the VIX. Like if you were to zoom out there a little bit more, Tucker,
Yeah, one sec.
and you just draw out like 12 on that chart, like there's a pretty solid case to be made, I think, for us just basically being floored out for like weeks on end before any major shift, doesn't mean we can't get spikes along the way like we have been, but typically after a giant spike like we had in Q1, Q2, you see the thing basically just get shorted into the ground before some turnaround. So I think that is painting, another further bullish case just for risk in general. Like vol is clearly being suppressed. We're not seeing any like crazy intraday swings, just kind of healthy stairway to heaven type of price actions. So I like that line you had drawn across all those lows on the VIX.
Yeah.
I feel like that'll play. Just like keep it simple, Grown
That,
men doing TA on the VIX kind of works, which is the crazy part. But the gaps fill, the TA works,
there's the sweet spot. Yeah, maybe like 12 to 14, something like that. But it does look. The problem for me is like this RSI. It just looks like it wants to. But we shall.
But like I said, any pop you get, I mean, that's your buying opportunity. There's like no question about it, especially in the structural downtrend we're in. I think we're pretty similar. Like the VIX where we're at now is very similar. I talked about it, I think, at the beginning of this year. Like 2018. I think we're kind of like 2018 beginning like Q1 of 2019, excuse me. We've had like kind of these big pops, and eventually you'll have, what seemingly will be like a big unwinding and everything. But as of right now, it's just like, I think we're like Q1 2018 kind of, or 2019, excuse me.
On the VIX?
Yeah.
Let's see. So, what in here?
Yeah, I think we get that probably going into sometime in 26, maybe even 27. And then you'll see like the big unwind. But I mean, the regime or whatever you want to call it is, I mean, you hammer volatility. It's just super compressive.
Somebody wants to look at copper to gold in correlation with Bitcoin.
Interesting. I'm sure Jackus would have a lot to touch on this one.
Seems pretty obvious as of recent, going back a couple years. So,
well, it's because here the same inverse.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure how much signal.
It's hard to say with copper because didn't Trump put a bunch of like tariffs or did something with copper with like China or something or other? So I think there's like some regulatory stuff going on as well that maybe doesn't lean as much signal as it has in potentially past cycles.
Yeah, I mean, I think this was positively correlated because they just printed so much money that everything. Well, I mean, gold went up, copper went up. This is the copper to gold ratio.
Do me a favor, Tucker. Can you pull up US CPI down below as well? Because copper is very correlated to what our headline inflation is. That's not going to be it. USIRR, I think, is the ticker.
Or
Or
IRYY.
yeah, IRYY. Yeah. So I mean, you can see, at least as of recently, copper has done a nice job leading inflation.
Yeah, it really has. Wow.
Yeah.
Let's when we're done with this, let's look at Bitcoin dominance. I'd like to take a look at that and see how we're feeling, right? Because Bitcoin's kind of at like a fork in the road. There's the of course debates going on about whether whether we can push up here, or whether we're just gonna kind of chill out here before rolling over. Maybe we could throw up RSI down below.
Let's get rid of that.
I mean, so what time frame is this, Tucker? Is it the weekly?
Yep.
So, I mean, here's my rule of thumb with RSI, and some people might view it differently. Above 50, bullish. Below 50, bearish. So even if it's moving up on the weekly here, I think given, I would say, the lack of more local structural strength, which I don't think that this chart looks very strong. I think it's still in like a weekly uptrend, but like a daily time frame downtrend. So we're slowly shifting over. Given that weekly RSI is still well below 50, you're not going to see a major spike out of Bitcoin dominance until you get above that 50 level. That's kind of my rule of thumb. So I think even though it's grinding higher right now, the chart still looks incredibly vulnerable, is how I view it. But I'd love to hear what you guys think as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think I still think this is where we're going, but I'm surprised it's not higher by now. Actually, I don't know if you're going to get all the way back up there. Maybe you retest these ribbons a little bit, but I think there's clearly like a block here that you're going to get spat out of. So it probably lines up with the 50 on the RSI. So that's kind of my expectation.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense kind of where we bounced, right? There's that really strong demand region right here, locally speaking, at 57-ish percent, 57.5%. I mean, high time frame, I'm targeting like 53, 54. I structurally, what it kind of reminds me of actually is the price action that Ethereum just put in regards to probably some form of complacency shoulder is what I'm leaning towards here over the next, I don't know, 3-4 weeks, we'll call it, into like October. I've been talking with the Discord quite a bit about it, but when you get these big leverage rinses across the board, it takes altcoins a lot longer to come out of those than Bitcoin. So it makes sense that Bitcoin kind of takes back some of the, takes back the reins a little bit here. But I mean, I'm not expecting for anything monstrous. I think at most you could maybe see a move up into like 62, but like that would be it. Like you said, Max, high time frame structure, looking at the RSI, looking at the stochastic RSI, we are very much so in a high time frame downtrend, especially with the breakage structure that we had at 60.35. Yeah, it's just kind of like a waiting game, like a momentary, we're in the demand region. like I said, we had the decoupling with altcoins and Bitcoin. Altcoins are falling back in line. It's going to take them a little bit more to come out of this, trough, we'll call it, which historically always happens. But high time frame too, from a high time frame thesis, the risk and liquidity is going to get pushed out onto the risk curve, or capital and liquidity is going to get pushed out on the risk curve, excuse me, because of the resemblance that many have that there is not like the risk to reward for, particularly in Bitcoin here, at least in my opinion, and for quite a few people's opinions, doesn't make sense, right? You are probably entering later stages of the cycle. And when that happens, capital seeks, especially capital that's focused on growth, is seeking, greater returns. And it's not necessarily there in Bitcoin. And because that, it's going to be pushed out, and that will ultimately cascade to the continued fall of Bitcoin dominance.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. It makes sense to me. Let's talk about some USD pairs. So I think we're all kind of aligned with our expectations for Bitcoin dominance, right? It's been kind of like it's been a very slow, I don't know. Well, I think people think that V drops and V recoveries are really more common than they are. You got to think of them. Don't think of them like a jet ski, where you can just whip a donut, right? These charts, they're like big cargo ships. They take a long time to turn around. What do we think about ETH here specifically? Because that's the key for a lot of things, is ETH going into price discovery. I was talking at length this morning with our community in Discord for our pre-market call. I was talking to them about the importance of ETH going into price discovery. It typically ignites a Doge rally, which ignites memes, which ignites just all beta, right? ETH's importance it's paramount, right? Absolutely paramount. What do we think about ETH here?
I mean, I think this is going to be a challenge to get through a little bit, but I mean, I agree. I don't think anything's really going to go crazy until he gets above, has a 5 handle, I think there's a decent case to be made that the bottom could be in on ETH, right? I mean, you came into this block, you're sitting on this. I mean, RSI sitting at the 50, but you're right. It is a slow moving, it'll be something like that. So I don't know. I think it depends on Bitcoin too. Like I said, Bitcoin, I could see one more down candle, but I think for ETH, as long as you're above 3,600, and I think it's okay. But because on a higher time frame, it looks like a retest of a range breakout to some degree, like that. So
yeah, totally.
Probably a bid spot, but
I just think a lot of people are way too bearish on ETH here. The high time frame trend is so structurally sound. And Tucker, maybe you could go to the 12-hour or the daily, one of those 2 time frames. Throw it in log mode for me. I know that you're going to hate that, but zoom out a little bit more. Draw a diagonal from the April low across the bottom, then the June low. So that low, yeah, all the way through. I feel like you're safe above that line. I know that diagonals are subjective, but this one's pretty fairly drawn, really wick to wick, I think if you lose that level, then we have a whole other discussion. But ETH is in a really solid, high time frame uptrend, chopping under the previous cycle all-time high. That's not exactly the worst looking chart. I know it can be emotional because a lot of altcoins bleed when ETH sneezes a bit like this. But this is also like we've now had like a 22-23% quarterly pullback on ETH, which is where ETH, I put out a tweet about this yesterday, ETH loves to find support around that -20 to -24% roughly quarterly pullback. And we're kind of in that slot.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention, I think Jack has had a post about this. I think it was the 6-hour time frame. The 6-hour RSI on ETH is like the lowest it's been in a long time. Like,
yeah, since Japan liquidated itself.
and Tucker, I just want to remind everybody that Tucker did not predict that Japan would liquidate itself. And he issued a formal apology for it. He should have predicted it.
I know.
I mean, how did you not see Japan liquidating itself coming? I mean, it's like,
oh my gosh,
skill issue, right? Skill issue. Clearly a skill issue.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean.
But people looking at this chart being like, now's the time to short, I think are really offsides. I think at minimum, you'll see RSI pop up to like 40 or 50 here. And you probably see ETH bounce up 100 points or 200 points or something like that. If you really are bearish, that's probably where you do it. But like shorting here after, I think, one of the largest liquidation events that we've had in over a year with mid-time frame RSIs chilling below 30, I wouldn't say I'm in love with that idea.
Yeah, that's
makes zero sense.
Oh, look who we have in the comments. Is this Bearlax? Pull up.
Oh no,
Nicky, however you say it.
Oh, Tommy.
Go to 1987. You know what I love about Tommy is that he actually, in his mind, he has all of the price action memorized. Going back to the 80s.
I know.
That's a different level of savantism. Do you understand?
Which one goes back to the 80s, Tommy?
Savantism.
Yeah, that's savantism.
I mean, which Nicky chart? Wait.
You need one that goes back to 87, clearly.
I know.
NI 225.
He's just got the tickers on the top of the head too.
Tommy just like he closes his eyes and he just sees every candlestick from the 80s.
Oh no. All right. Okay, so what do you say? Spoos and
87.
What? 87. Oh dear.
Yeah, we got the big flush.
Okay. That's not as scary. When he said that, I was picturing like a blowout event. That's not so scary. I don't.
So, Tommy, so are we here? Oh,
draw out 1, 2, 3 where we could be, and then Tommy can answer.
Tommy thinks that we're here. Or are we?
No, we're not there. That's not 87.
1, 2, or 3.
Zoom out a little bit further on the Nikkei, however the hell you say it.
Just vertically. He said 2. Tommy.
You think we're at 2, Tommy?
I mean, it kind of looks like we just came out of 2. No,
that's what I'm thinking too.
Like 2 would be equivalent. Yeah, like that.
Is 1.
1. And then maybe we get a little pullback here, which is 2.
So you'd still bottom above this high?
Yeah, bro. We're not gonna. I don't think we are. That would be 1,500 point drop. Wait, are you in log mode on Spoos?
I'm not on log on either.
Okay.
Lord,
all right, here's my interpretation. Up a lot more, regardless. Not to put words in his mouth, but up a lot more.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though, about Tommy. He's right a disgusting amount of times. It's very frustrating. It's very, very frustrating. But you have to remember something about Tommy. Besides his savantism, which is a weapon, he also loves events. Okay, he lives for events. Me, I live
Specifically
for
mega
like
quakes.
peace and the calm and like, Tommy wants the events. So just remember, he's right so much, but he wants an event. Maybe he'll get
Yeah.
one, maybe he won't, but he is an event enjoyer.
Yeah, Tucker, next to number 2 on the S&P, could you write 10.3 magnitude?
What? Wait,
Tommy said, don't get him started on the mega quakes.
yeah, no, we can't.
Earthquake incoming.
10.3. Destruction
10-3
everywhere.
incoming.
All of Los Angeles collapses.
California is going to slide into the ocean. You ever seen the movie 2012?
Oh, yeah.
On San Andreas with the Rock.
The San Andreas Vault. Yeah, dude. One of the Rock's greatest feature films.
That's a good one.
Hey, if San Francisco went underwater, it'd be okay. I'm sorry for people living in San Francisco. Kamchatka Trench.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Okay. I mean, so this is. I mean, you didn't even retest this high on the,
Mm-mm.
so I don't even know where this would be.
Now, and that was a 25% pullback on the Nikkei. Was it? Yeah, it's got to be like a 25% pullback. So where on the S&P can we pull back 25% and not retest that high?
Wait, was it 25%? Yeah, it's 21. So let's see. Oh goodness.
Oh, we got to go a lot higher than that. All right, 8,000.
Tell me, we're going to 8,000 back here. It's 1-to-1.
I like how we preface this stream with we're not going to be bullish, we're going to be cautiously optimistic, and we're pulling like doom fractals on the S&P.
Yes.
8,000. I guess 8,000. But yeah. I think you just got to wait for it to quit grinding up. I mean, like, this doesn't look like this quite yet, Like, it started going sideways, and then it just fell out, but. Don't look at the comments, Max.
Oh, man.
No.
Tommy, don't you have a pool to go look at or something? I mean, come on.
Yeah, some mountains to climb.
Yeah, don't you have some like I don't know, European beer to guzzle looking at like the pool or the ocean or something? 4-4-4-4, I mean, then 12 to 13, dude, that's an event.
Yeah, hold on.
That is an event, man. That's
so everything's cool. Mega quake happens.
Japan liquidates itself into the ocean.
Yeah, literally. And then he said what? 12 to 13.
12 to 13. Yeah, just vertical.
This is what we're looking at, Tommy. Took a break from charcuterie.
Well,
all right, let's just go ahead and get that off.
Yeah. I think Tucker, you should pull up total 2 ES. Let's look at that chart. Now, this is the chart for me most recently in which is a big reason why I got bearish. You know, we just look at market makers doing the inevitable, sweeping the high set back in December of 24, and then leading into said pullback, right? Now, from a higher time frame perspective, if we do get some form of larger pullback, let's say to 1.12 trill, right, which would kind of be coinciding with the most recent. Are you on the monthly?
I was
Yeah,
on the
like
4.
you're on the weekly.
What
You
do you
can
want
see that you can see that demand region on those weekly lows, right where you're at.
Mhm.
Like, let's say we come back into that region. Does this chart, at least from a cyclical trend perspective, this cycle not look like it is about to explode higher? Like, it looks primed, bullish uptrend from the bear market lows. And, I look at this in the context of where we're currently at, kind of where we're headed. And I'm just like, how can you be bearish calling cycle top here? And I just think it's people that don't understand the fundamental repricing that's going to occur over the next, X amount of time. I don't have like a crystal ball on like how long that's going to take or exactly when that's going to happen. But just from a chart perspective, this thing looks primed for higher.
Yeah. I agree. I think like anything in what you can't do is like this is a great example back here is like fall below and then come back and retest and then looks ugly.
Yeah.
So I don't think you can fall below like 1.15, 1. Basically like 1.1 trillion and then come back and do this. That's I don't like that.
No,
That's
that structure completely.
yeah, if you could just kind of hang out up here, that's fine. But yeah. So wait, what is this total market cap excluding Bitcoin and stable? So this includes ETH.
Yeah, and it just removes stable coins. It kind of removes the whole discrepancy of tethered, printing Grillions and all that jazz. Now, if you look comparing that with where Total 3 ES BTC is at, Total 3's relation to Bitcoin, excluding stable coins.
Total,
Yeah,
Total
Total 3. Yeah, ES BTC.
Yeah.
And if you put it on the weekly,
We're on there.
you're on there.
Yeah.
So if you kind of pull a range from that where you have that trend line starting, if you pull a box rather from where that trend line starts on the left side and up to the highs all the way out to the right and some form, now not all the way, that when we came back down, pull it back over to the left, and you can view it as kind of an SFP, right, where we deviated the cyclical range lows, and now we are most likely we entered back up into the range, and we're probably entering into an expansionary phase within the market, right? That's kind of how I'm viewing Total 3 SBTC. And from a cyclical historical trend perspective, we've always come up and at least tapped the shoulder or close there too of the previous cycle's shoulder left before we entered into said bear market, right? And each one has had some form of SFP. And so just looking at this chart alongside that Total 2 chart with the trend we're seeing, not only in that and on individual names like, XRP, Chainlink, Doge, the list goes kind of on and on. The next move will be the big one. And I think people are really going to be kicking themselves for not being a believer.
So it's time to believe. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I think it's time to find some really strong discounted altcoins and ones that are, in depressed prices or at depressed prices and look for some really nice opportunity to the upside in Q4. Like September historically is for buying, same with October, and it should be treated as such.
Yeah, kind of the beginning part of October usually, I think. But yeah.
Mhm. Now, a lot of people over, because I think it's not going to necessarily be Uptober, it'll be like Opportunity Tober. And
Oh.
then, yes, Opportunity Tober.
You
And
should
then
trademark that. That's nice.
I know I should. I trademarked Dex Wars, and everybody on CT is using that now.
Is that you?
Yes,
Really?
sir.
Was
Wow,
that
good,
you?
good for you, man.
Yes, sir. I'm not getting any royalties or commissions on it, unfortunately.
That's bullshit, dude.
We
That's
should probably
bullshit. I'm
talk to
sorry.
Elon about that one.
Yeah.
But no, I'm like, I don't. Oh, Opportunity Tober, and I think November is going to be where you get your strong rally. Probably into the end of October is when you start to see us come out of those bottoming formations, and November will be the everybody's like, oh my god, we're green again. Now we should buy, right?
Let's see here. We just had a bid the Harvest Moon October 6th.
Sosa, I swear to God, I made up Dex Wars. I'm not even kidding. Look at my previous video I did on the BB YouTube channel. I swear to God.
I know, but he's saying I'm sure someone said that at some point.
Oh, well, yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like there's
Yeah.
so many words in the vocabulary. I'm sure somebody said it at some point, but I trademarked it,
Mhm. So Tommy thinks that the Harvest Moon right here is a bid, boys. What do we think?
What is that? October what?
6.
Well, Tommy also has a dinosaur carousel above his head when he goes to bed at night when he falls asleep.
Funny. I mean, my 2-year-old son is very into dinosaurs too. You know, we all have attachments to fictional things from our childhood, and yeah, that's fine. It's great. Harvest the forced sellers. Yeah. Can we look at BNB, guys? Because there's been a lot of action over in Binance land.
Over in Binance land?
Yeah, over in Binance land.
Wow.
That's a pretty unreal looking chart that, by the way, nobody is talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I didn't even realize it had broken above, 8 or 900 until far too late. Like I was not paying attention either.
Yeah, because it was a meat grinder for 18 months. You know?
Yeah.
Like, why would you watch that every day?
Yeah.
But crime is always worth watching.
Uh-huh.
This is an unbelievable looking chart.
It is.
This whole, this was a nightmare. From when was this? March of 24 to July of 25. Terrible. And it looked like it was over a lot of times. Like this, I mean, this really did not look good. So
Curious, what does RSI look like, Tuck? I'm curious.
Weekly.
Oh, wow.
I mean, you're still really not in your like cycle top range.
Yeah. It's crazy to think about.
Like I would get cautious on BNB above 85, but
Tommy, I think dinosaurs are real too, bro.
no, I said dinosaurs are real.
Yeah, I mean, from a trend perspective, it looks really good. BNB does. And now they don't have to farm people that aren't on their chain. They can farm people on their chain. Even better. I think that's maybe a big reason why Binance is just a meat grinder for 18 months was because nobody was on Binance Smart Chain and it was doing like zero volume. And a lot of those pumps you saw on like Solana tickers in particular were probably crime done by said coin. But now they have Aster, they have Stable, they have a bunch of others, and they're attracting a lot of attention on the Binance Smart Chain.
Yeah, they are.
And I mean, where's that money going to go back into? Right, it's going back into this coin.
Yeah, CZ is just going back and forth, I'm sure.
Because what Aster does is it allows, because CZ owns 60 some odd % of all the BNB tokens, right? And what Aster does is now allows them to not only have control of the #1 centralized exchange, but to try to have control over the #1 decentralized exchange. It allows him to operate in dark pools because Aster has those, so that nobody can now track his positioning, and he can manipulate markets as so he pleases. And then he can take said revenue and then do buybacks back into Binance and control it through the DEX. And then if he ever gets prosecuted again, nobody can come after it because it's because the supply is owned by the DEX and is separated from his legal entity, right?
What if we're all just completely wrong about CZ and he's literally like the most honest, ethical, never manipulated markets guy of all time, and we just paint him as the boogeyman,
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
definitely a possibility.
Poor guy. Just gets picked on by all of us.
Poor guy, one of the richest men in the world.
I feel so bad for him. Poor guy.
Oh, no, he probably is the richest man in the world.
Yeah.
Maybe not on paper, but like if it really came down to it. But how much of it is liquid? You know what I mean? Like if he actually wanted to free that up, it would be like, we'd all go to zero.
BNB would go to zero.
Yeah, for sure.
Market ends and CZ goes to prison again. Tommy, get on the show. We need you on here, man. These are some great takes. What about Janet Yellen, Tommy? Is she still going to prison? That was also a prophecy of yours, which I'm not fading, by the way. But do we still think Janet Yellen is going to prison?
Janet, yeah.
Because at the end of the day, she just wanted to pump our bags. Is that so wrong? 1,000%. Okay.
She's too much in the deep state, bro. She ate the baby meat, bro. She's not going.
Oh.
Did you just say she ate the baby meat? Those are words I didn't ever think I would hear spoken on this show. But today is
I'm
the
sorry.
day.
Too deep in the rabbit hole. Too deep in the rabbit hole.
No, it's fine. Like I stand by your convictions, Like don't allow me to force you to back off something you're convicted in, Prometheus. Baby meat Metheus. Okay.
Oh my God. Never again. Never again.
Oh my gosh.
Baby meat Metheus. Dude, that is too good.
Yeah. That one's going to stick.
So you're lucky I didn't beat you week 1 in fantasy, brother.
Did I beat you, Prometheus?
Yeah. Bro, you didn't even set your lineup. See?
Yeah, I did, bro. Of course I did. Oh, you mean I did auto draft? That's what you mean.
Yeah. Well, I did too.
We did too.
We're on the 12th hole on a par 3. I almost hit a hole in 1.
Goodness.
How does Aster look today?
It looks great, man.
Yes. Yeah, it looks fantastic.
Does it?
Yeah.
It looks primed. Like it looks like it wants to do another leg.
I mean, yeah. It's like it wants higher. I mean, I think you can maybe do but
Yeah.
not that it has to just do that.
What was that
Yeah.
one you had me look at yesterday, Tucker? It was
Stable.
Stable. Yeah, what's going on with that
Yes.
one?
Stable is as a unreal
Hasn't really
fundamental
moved.
thesis.
I don't love that it fell through here.
Well, I think it was higher yesterday. I think it was on top of the VWAP cloud.
Yeah, it needed to be above like 0.4.
Hashtag Max was right. It's over.
Yeah. I don't think it's over.
It's
I think it
never
come
been
back down
more
to 30
over
cents
than it is
potentially.
currently.
I think if you get stuffed here, you're coming down here with haste, but reclaim, push the highs again. As simple as it is. But
The thesis is nuts for Stable, by the way.
yeah, what is it?
It's essentially so like Tether, like generates, fees and revenue through the minting of Tether. And those like obviously don't go back to Tether holders. Stable's founder was a co-founder of Tether. And so when stables are minted using the network, it goes back essentially into this coin. So it's like a flywheel essentially. The more stable coins that are printed, the more money that goes back into the coin, the more attention it attracts, the more that people want to then use said stable coin and continue. And then also like the collateralized assets that are used to, or the assets that are collateralized are used to collateralize the stable coin. You can, when you mint the stable coin, you get another token that's minted alongside of it. And then you can rehypothecate them later down the road to actually claim the yield that's backed by, reclaim your principal and the yield from those tokenized RWAs.
Okay.
Yeah, it's insane. It's legit. It's got backing by Binance. It's got backing by the biggest players. It's huge.
What's the market cap?
Off the top of my head,
Yeah, gotta go
off the dome, 200 mil. Let's check.
That's it.
Yeah, it's 200 mil.
Seems pretty low for what you just described.
Yeah. You guys seen Plasma XPL?
No.
Oh, you guys haven't seen Plasma? That's the new big one. I haven't looked into it as much, but launched yesterday. It's currently sitting at 2.5 bill. Its FDV is 11.5 bill already. Yeah.
Is it on here or no?
Yeah, it should be.
What's the ticker? Is it just Plasma?
Yeah, XPL. Yeah. Everybody's favorite KOLs are all in it. They all got in pre-sell and are up like 7-8x already.
Everybody's favorite KOLs.
Is it a stole or is it a D?
No. You had it. That's it.
Not a lot to go on here, but you said it's the 2 bill?
Yeah, 2 bill, 2.3 maybe, 2.3 bill. FDV is like 11.
Yeah.
Not the best tokenomics for sure. But like I said, I mean, you got everybody and their mom and the cabal jumping on this thing.
Mhm.
I'm just like not interested here at these levels. It probably has a retracement similar to how Pump had. And then I would think presents a good buying opportunity. And it'll probably be one of those names that go into the top 50 fairly easily. If not, it's potentially already in the top 50. Probably like top 30 by the end of the cycle for this one.
Top 30.
Yeah, it's sitting at 63.
Want to see.
We'll see. There's a lot of new tickers coming out. I don't know if you saw that list that was dropped in the Discord by Swaha. I mean, there's a lot of new tickers coming out, like big names.
Somebody says MACD on Bitcoin dominance weekly gives me 2021 vibes. So,
I mean, it's below the zero line, man. That is,
yeah.
this is not a bearish looking Mac. Or I'm sorry, this is not a bullish MACD at all, despite it kind of curling here. Like a curl below the zero line, like very, very muted, if anything. Right. If you start to see it like really like the histogram turn green and the MACD and EMA move above the zero line, then we can talk about it. But right now, this just looks like a really look how. Do me a favor, Tucker. Draw a vertical line when in 2023 it got above the zero line. Right there.
Wait,
the
you're
zero
talking
line
about
to the right, to the right, to the right,
this?
right there. Yeah. So
Alright.
like it officially got above the zero line. This is the first time we've seen the weekly MACD below the zero line since basically Bitcoin dominance entered up only for like 3 years. Okay. 2 years. That's a heavy, heavy, heavy looking MACD, in my opinion. Ideally, you'd see them kind of like start to pinch below the zero line and then just reject, almost like it did right there in 2021.
Yeah, it looks
Like they almost kind of look like they're about to cross, but they just below the zero line get stuffed in a half. So.
Yeah, that looks pretty similar to me. Just to like it started trying to come back. Same.
Boys were pumping a little bit.
Tucker, for old time's sake, can we get the line just once?
Are we pumping though?
Just
Are we
for
really?
old time's sake, come on.
It's below 3.
I know it'll feel good to just let it rip
Okay.
one time.
4K. Max almost had a heart attack there.
Just once, just one time.
Boys, we're pumping.
There it is.
I need to get on the 1 second chart to even. There. Okay. Yeah. Boys, we're pumping. There you go. I gotta just really
Just
drop
for old time's sake.
Yeah. Are we though? Like, let's. I mean, okay, yeah, we're getting a little something.
Moving a little bit.
I think you
Alts
can.
are moving really strong. Like, look at it. Bitcoin up 0.5%. Altcoins are all double-digit green for the most part.
Like, I think you could probably get ETH back into this level pretty easily, right? Which is 40.75, but at that point, it's probably a short hedge. Most likely would be a wrong one. Yeah. Right there. All right. What's Bitcoin doing?
I still think we got a little work to do, but I do think we could see a little squeeze here across the board. But
yeah, I agree.
Mainly just because I think people are going to get stuck bottom shorting out of fear, right?
Oh yeah.
I think people got trapped short down here probably. Yeah.
Dude, all the longs got pushed out of the markets. Like, there's no incentivization here locally to like collapse this thing unless you get some nasty headline event. What are your guys' thoughts on like equities? Like, what equity plays do you guys really like here?
I think Circle's probably a good. I bought a little bit a couple weeks ago, Circle, but I think it. Let me just pull it up. Well, if somebody wanted to look at this real quick, which is ISM and Bitcoin, pretty correlated, pretty positive correlation here.
Man, if we get a good ISM print too, that'd be so bullish.
Bitcoin has ripped while this has gone sideways. And obviously when this thing topped, it was over. So you get this to turn back up. Look out.
I mean, my thought is markets have become much more like forward looking and reflexive. Like, my only thought with this is that the market is trading almost like 2 years out in front of something like ISM.
Mm-hmm.
And the thought was Bitcoin starts ripping when the market thinks that this is floored out, not dropping anymore. But maybe I'm wrong on that, right?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, these markets have gotten a lot more efficient over the even over the last 12 months, last 24 months. Everything moves so quickly. It's you got to be really on top of things, and that makes sense too. I mean, everybody knows that Trump is wanting to spur on manufacturing, and you know, if we are forward thinking in nature, we could expect that manufacturing production or, you know, infrastructure takes a long time to build and takes a long time to actually gear up and turn everything on. So yeah, I mean, kind of front running that would make sense.
Yeah. I don't love
Can
it.
you look at some can we look at some meme coins to end the show? Got like 10-15 left.
What do you want to see?
I don't know. You dealer's choice, right?
A little frog?
Well, I don't mind this one. I've never heard of it. Could you tell me about it?
I've never heard of it.
Not familiar.
I don't really know how to read this like anchored VWAP, you know, because like it's come below it a few times.
I don't think you have it anchored from the most ideal spot. I think it's decent, but I feel like you almost should start it after the markup, you know, and kind of view it as like a new range happened. Like,
and also click on it too, real quick, Tuck, on the settings for your VWAP. Go to inputs, and then do. Oh, you don't have. Oh, source at the bottom. Do the low.
Mm-hmm.
And then pull.
It's not perfect.
Yeah, and then adjust your VWAP starting location.
To where?
To the not that low, the low wick to the just to the right of that, like the high time frame low wick. Yeah, there you go.
I don't know, guys. It all looks the same.
It does. Yeah, I mean, you're just compressing within this super tiny range.
I mean, it's really never been as obvious to me that when ETH starts ripping, gets above like 5K, goes into price discovery, which we can debate for hours about when that's going to happen. And maybe with some people, if it's going to happen, I think it is. I think you're going to see a major repricing on a lot of these kind of beaten, battered meme coins, or even just like pull up something like Aave quick. You know, like arguably the most sound fundamental ETH play, right? This one, I mean, they all kind of look about the same. You know, the thing is with this chart to keep in mind is, you know, Pepe launched in like the middle of the bear market. I was talking about this morning on the morning call that we had in our Discord. It's like everyone, I think, is a little like shook by the Pepe chart because it doesn't have any price history to the left where a lot of these other plays were around last cycle. The conditions required for ETH tokens, whether fundamental or meme, the conditions for them to really thrive have not been met yet, which is ETH and price discovery, right? So I just think like you look at something like Pepe and you look at something like Aave, right? They all kind of have like a similar headwind they're facing, which is like they're not going to catch a major rotation until ETH is confidently in price discovery.
Yeah. No, that's definitely real. I mean, I think Aave looks a little bit ugly here too, though. You know, maybe. I don't know if the Aave bottom is in. That's a tough one to try to call. I just don't love the look of that. That's what I would hope for. 220, 250, 225 to 250. But yeah, no. I mean, yeah, like you said, Aave and Uniswap are the only things on ETH that have any utility, really. Like, I hate that majors look like this. I mean, I don't think Sol looks that bad.
No, I don't think Sol looks.
That's ugly, but like, I think Sol probably looks the best out of all the majors.
Yeah, I think the lowest you could see is kind of where like 180, right around there. That low within there.
Yeah, I think you reclaim. I think above 200, it's golden. I think you just got to get back above 200, 205.
Well, in a way too, we're kind of like retesting this inflection point that it took so long for it to get up through. You know, before it went to 250.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it needs to get back above 205 with haste for sure.
I do not like the Sol structure at all, if I'm being honest. It's still technically in a high time frame uptrend. But I am a little concerned about the Sol structure. I think if it can get back above, 205, something like that, I think we're totally fine. But I do not like that. I mean, even just drawing like a diagonal trend line across some of those lows.
Yeah.
Not a fan, right? Not a fan.
No.
Good question. How does Sol ETH look? See, that's part of the problem too, is like that looks like almost a dead cat bounce into like the underside of that previous range. Happy to be wrong there, but like point of control above you, value area low, retest.
Should have just left it there. That's
the previous range.
Yeah.
I think it's salvageable, but let me just be super clear on this. Like, I'm not really like bearish Sol. I don't love the structure here, like at all. I think it can be saved very easily if just like the whole market recovers, obviously. But I think that this chart has a date with much lower, not necessarily off the back of Sol nuking, but really off the back of ETH going into price discovery. That's what this chart is telling me. ETH on chain is so dead, though. It is for now. That was basically what I was hinting at earlier is just like it's gonna stay dead until ETH gets in price discovery. Like if you were to look back, and I spent so much time this morning analyzing this, if you were to go back and look at when Doge pumped, just like simple analysis of like Doge is the king of beta, right? Like Doge pumps. Doge is like your risk on pump barometer. If you look last cycle, specifically when Doge pumped and made new highs, it was very, very shortly after ETH finally made a new cycle high. So it's like you're not going to see beta no matter what it is, whether it's fundamental, whether it's meme, whatever it is. You're not going to see it rip or have a sustained rip until ETH is in price discovery. I've been saying that for like years now. It's just ETH has taken so long to get back into price discovery. It still hasn't, right? But Tucker, maybe real quick, you could put this chart in log. Be amazing. Scroll to the left, look at last cycle, and actually type in Doge USD instead of the Binance chart.
Yeah.
Do the crypto one. And then, yeah, you already have it drawn up there. Throw up ETH down below. Like you'll see very, very clearly here what I'm talking about. Doesn't matter whether it's fundamental or meme or whatever. Beta will turn up when ETH rips into price discovery. Please check Andy daily chart, Max. Dude, Andy's going to be just fine. It's the same thing as this. It's the Doge chart, which is the Pepe chart, which is the Andy chart. It's all the same thing, just different amounts of risk. It's literally the same thing. So
It's interesting that Doge doesn't even push this. Well, I mean, that was a pretty crazy high back then, but actually, you guys have a bet about that, don't you?
what's that?
You guys have a bet about Doge, don't you? I forgot
Me and
about that.
Bearmetheus, yes, we do.
Always
Absolutely we do.
hedged, always moisturized.
I win no matter which way we go. Yeah, Bearmetheus thinks that Doge is not going to new highs this cycle, and I think it is. And he's going to owe me golf, and it's going to be great.
At the dinosaur,
That's around. Yes.
dinosaur bones.
Yeah, we could do that, or we could play at Tiger Woods Golf Course down in Branson, Missouri. Was it on top of the rock or something like that? It's pretty sick.
You know, I feel bad I'm about to beat you at golf, and you're going to have to buy the round. But
You know what we should do is have like Tucker, Ed, Louie, and I versus you. Like we scramble versus you.
you want to scramble versus me?
No, Prometheus, we would win. We would win.
Excuse me?
I'm actually a phenomenal scramble player. All right.
Tucker, you shot
It's like best
79 in a scramble. You
Yeah.
told me that. Dude,
Yeah.
I haven't shot above 79 as an individual since I was about 9 years old.
I know. 79 in a scramble is a big deal. Two man.
But how are you going to beat me if you shoot 79 in a scramble?
He didn't have me on the team. That's why.
It wasn't us two. It was me.
Prometheus, what's your handicap?
What is it? It's like on a good day, I'm like an 8 or 10. We'll call it
So what do you usually shoot? Like
mid 80s.
Mid 80s?
Yeah.
But
like the thing is I'm like I play the front nine. I shoot generally like right around like 40, a little bit lower, below 40, maybe a few strokes above, and then the back nine I stop caring. Like that's my issue, right? I have too many pouches in. I've had too much tea. You know, the swing starts to fall apart. Like I'm not one of those chads that like buys 15 buckets of balls and who's over there getting blisters on his hands, at the driving range to get prepared for 18. I'm like, I show up for the front 9, right?
Okay.
Max, I think I don't know. I don't know how Louis is, or Ed, or Tommy. I have no idea. But
I saw the boys play. We went to the driving range together in Minnesota. Remember?
Time ago, Max. That was a long time ago.
All right, let me put it this way: if Prometheus can play well and shoot 85 as an individual, Tucker, you're not a golfer, but you're an athlete. Okay, you got that dog in you. So I think when it comes down to it, if Prometheus plays as good a golf as he can, and Tucker, if you can help out with the putts, right? If you make a few putts,
yes,
it would be close. Okay, because I'm gonna shoot around par, give or take. Okay, good day, I'll be a couple under. Bad day, I'll be like 3 over, 4 over. Right? If I just play like shit, it would be close. I think it
I
would
think
be
so
close.
too.
But Prometheus is gonna have to. He's gonna have to play well. If he shoots 90, I'm clobbering you guys.
Oh, it's cooked. Yeah.
If he's gonna shoot 83, 84 on his own, it'd be close. It'd be close.
Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair.
Would you gonna set this up?
Yeah.
Maybe when all our shit coins pump, we can just start our golf arc, and just make like scrambled golf videos together.
Yeah. I mean, it's seemingly very lucrative.
Yeah, but I think that talk about saturation, man. Not like I don't watch all of it, but like YouTube golf has become so saturated, man. Like
it's good stuff though, dude.
It's great stuff, bro. Love me a little Bryson DeChambeau, break 50. Love me some Grant Horvat. Dude, love it. It's the best.
I'm modeling my game after Bryson.
That's a good goal. Yeah, that's a great goal to have. He's pretty good. Yeah, he's done all right. Yeah, he does hit like 370 off the tee, which is pretty great.
Yeah, casually.
Rory carried one 370 yesterday at like the practice round. The dude's like 5'8".
I saw that video. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what the wildest part about Bryson is that he hits it so far, but he hits the thing on a rope. Like he doesn't spray the ball at all,
Yeah.
Like I know some guys that will consistently hit it like 340, 350, like longer than 99% of guys on tour, right? For an average, but they just spray it. It's like it's a coin toss whether they're out of bounds or not,
Yeah.
Bryson, man, he's just straight as an arrow, which is the craziest part. So tough to do.
Yeah. That's what I'm
I like that idea. BB golf tournament would be dope, streamed on Pump Fun. Maybe we could do like a Barstool charity style golf event or something. I don't know.
Dude, I should have taken golf more seriously. See this comment, man? Here's the thing. All right. I was born in a cold weather state. We only get to play half the year if you're lucky, right? Not many guys make it to like pro level out of Minnesota. It just doesn't happen. And second, I went from being like addicted to golf as a kid, and then I was like, oh wait, girls are cool. And then I stopped caring as much about golf, and it just became more of like a job than like a passion. But now I'm here and I'm like, you know what? I love what I do, but golfing every day would be pretty sweet. Maybe I should have taken it more seriously, but I don't know. But I am going to clobber you guys in the BB scramble when we do that. I'm going to lock in, especially if there's money on the line, man. Like I actually play better when there's like gambling involved. I almost play shitty when I'm not betting someone because I like lose focus.
Well, I have to be in flip-flops. Have to be.
What'd you say?
I have to play in flip-flops. Serious. Have to. It's a must.
All right, you can play in flip-flops.
Study the Texas wedge.
Oh, Mac, you're not ready for the Texas.
Dude, you know what we're gonna do for the BB scramble is we're gonna get a poly market like going for it, so people can live bet on like who's gonna win, and we're gonna watch it go throughout the round.
Dude,
we'll get like a Starlink out there so it's a live stream.
Golf trackers too, like a ball tracker.
Yeah,
that'd be crazy,
dude. We'd get people just aping on the stream, man, just hammering it.
That'd be insane.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Do you draw trend lines on the course?
On the greens, I do. Yeah, on the greens for sure. Yeah, a lot of geometry, a lot of fibs.
Trigonometry, yeah.
Yeah. I usually stomp my putting line in straight into the cup.
Yeah, Nicholas, that's what I'm talking about right there. Like, you see it. You understand that I'm not walking away with an L. It's just not happening. No way. No chance.
You haven't studied the 45-foot Texas wedge, Max. It's quite something.
It's incredible.
Technically the fairway.
I mean, I'm just getting in Bermethius's head because he's going to be the key, and he's not going to be able to keep the ball in play with me just yapping at him the whole time.
No, bro, I'll be dialed in. I'll be dialed in.
Yeah.
See, I need that. Like, I need that energy because it, like, when I don't care, I'm like, just whatever.
I don't think it's going to work out well for you guys, but everyone's going to be able to watch. It's going to be fun. But all right, guys, we got to end the show here. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Greatly appreciate it, as always. No visit from Freaks today in the comments, which was super cool. It was really nice not having them visit, which was really refreshing. But guys, thanks so much for the love and support. Leave us a like on the way out. Leave us a comment on the way out. Let me know if you would bet on our BB Scramble golf match. I would definitely hammer the max money line because I'm going to come out on top whenever we do that. But guys, check out the URL right above the chart there, bbterminal.com, guys. We built out a custom, basically better version of Deck Screener or Dex Tools. I don't say that lightly. It is absolutely fantastic. Custom indicators, scripts, holder analysis, tools, everything all in one, wallet tracking. Check it out. Totally free. There is a premium add-on there if you would like it. But again, you can use it totally 100% for free. And we do have state-of-the-art order execution coming very, very soon. I think we're doing beta testing early next week. So guys, make the switch, support us at BB, use our products. Let us know what you guys want to see on there if you have any suggestions. And again, thank you guys for being here every single day. We will see you guys Monday for another episode of Market Check, brought to you by BB. Everybody have a great weekend. Stay safe and take care.
Tired of outdated trading tools, confused charts, dozens of tabs, endless stress? You're not alone. Introducing BB Terminal, your all-in-one command center for crypto trading. Track your portfolio, monitor the markets, stay ahead, all in one place. From chaos to clarity, from struggle to success. BB Terminal.